What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another live video here, another KR Live. Today is going to be kind of a combo episode of the PBA Pick Em preview show for tonight's PBA Cheetah Championship. And also, it's going to be a bit of a review of the contest that we held over the weekend for the PBA World Championships. So what we're going to do here first is we're going to go ahead and we're going to review the questions that we had from this weekend, and a couple of questions that we thought were pretty interesting and ones that we think may have caught your guys' mind, just making sure that we are here live, and we sure are. So a couple of interesting things happened this weekend. We had a really great show, a couple of roll-offs, but really want to get to some of the questions that we had for this weekend and look at some things that we thought were interesting. So I'm going to put the first one up here. From this weekend. The first question this past weekend was, who will win match number one? I realize there's a typo there, which is hilarious. But who will win match number one? I can't believe I made that typo. And so, interestingly enough, 62% of people picked Jacob Buttroff to win the first match this weekend. I'm not really all that surprised by that. I think Jacob definitely was the favorite in that match, but 62% of the people, that is a lot. And obviously, with Jason winning that first match, we saw a big upset, and we saw a lot of people that were eliminated from the jackpot prize of $10,000 right from the jump, right from the very first match. So really exciting, really cool stuff there. It just goes to show in a pick'em contest, you never really know, and you're always just got to give yourself the best guess and the best chance. So moving on to another question, another thing that we found that we thought that was really interesting from this weekend was regarding the people's guesses, the people who played, what they thought in regards to would there be a score over or under, would there be a score over 259 on the telecast? And what we found was actually pretty surprising. I'm going to put this up on the screen here now for you guys to see. 75% of the people thought that there would be a game over 279. That is really, really interesting. Obviously, so far on every single PBA telecast this year, there has been a game over 279 on the television show. And so we can't blame the people, right? Can't blame anybody for guessing yes on that. And they were correct. There was a 279 in the very first match. So there were certainly some higher scores yesterday, leading to a lot of people getting this question right. And the third question that we wanted to break down for you guys today was who was going to win the PBA World Championship? And this one was certainly interesting with a PBA, obviously, superstar, one of the greatest of all time, Jason Belmonte, on the television show. You'd probably think that most people would pick Belmo to win, but yesterday, interestingly enough, only 32% of the people picked Jason Belmonte to win the television show, to win the PBA World Championship. He was the number 3 seed, but what was interesting is that Tommy Jones, the number 2 seed, took home the most guesses, the most votes at 37% of the people who played picking him to win the World Championship. And then I realized got another error here. Chris Prather, 26%, which is accurate, but then Jacob Buttroff and Jason Sterner also both only 2.5% actually. So it goes to show that most people were only interested or did really only thought that the top couple of seeds had a chance to win the television show. So let's move on to tonight's contest, the PBA Pick'em contest for the PBA Cheetah Championship. If you guys have not yet gotten your picks in, you can go to pbapick'em.com, get your picks in for the show tonight. Got a chance to win up to $10,000. And then, of course, we've got some other awesome prizes. We're just going to walk you guys through tonight's contest so you guys can see what questions we've got for you. Beforehand, let's go ahead to the prize page and let's show you guys what prizes we have here for you up for grabs tonight. The jackpot prize obviously win up to $10,000 if you get all the questions correct. Finishers 1 through 5 will win a gripping kit. It's what we call it, which is a bunch of tape and some tacky grip cream, which is really helpful for helping get a nice feel inside the ball. And then finishers numbers 6 through 10 will get free games from Bolero. So it will be a great contest tonight. We got a lot on the line, which is really exciting. Let's go ahead, go to the events for this for tonight's contest, and let's go ahead and show you guys what the questions are here. First question, who will win the first match? My guesses here are not reflective of anything that's going to happen, obviously, or what, honestly, my thoughts are. I'm just going to pick the first answer for every question so we can walk you guys through here and show you guys what the questions are. So who will win the first match, Jacob Buttroff or Andrew Anderson? That is the first question. Question number 2, how many strikes are going to be thrown in match number 2? Yesterday, we saw some higher scoring matches with a lot of strikes being thrown, and we also saw some fewer strikes being thrown in the second match there. So we've had anywhere really between 12 strikes being thrown in a match up until 21 strikes being thrown in a match this year on all the PBA telecasts. So really a tough guess here. I'm just going to put the number 1 again. This isn't reflective of anything that's going to happen. This is just me trying to move through the questions for you guys. Third question here, how many splits will be left throughout the entire stepladder? Yesterday, there were a lot of splits left on the stepladder. I believe the answer was 6 on yesterday's stepladder finals. But today with the cheetah oil pattern, probably a little bit higher scoring. We're going to have an opportunity for less splits, possibly. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or more than 4 splits there for you guys. Let's move on here to the next question. What will be the overall average of all the games bowled throughout the stepladder? Yesterday, we saw some really high scores again. I know I've kind of said that a couple of times, but the scores were really high yesterday. The average was more than 240 yesterday on the television show. So today, could we have some higher scores? Could we not have some higher scores? You never know. Let's move on here to the next question so you guys can see what it is. How many spares will be missed throughout the telecast? Yesterday, there was only 1 spare missed. Tommy Jones chopped the 3-6-10, and that was the only spare missed. So it'll be interesting to see what happens tonight. How many strikes will be thrown in match number 3? Again, we've had some matches this season with fewer strikes. We've had some matches this season with a lot of strikes. So will be interesting to see how this one plays out. And this was one of the questions that we broke down from yesterday, but because it's the cheetah oil pattern, got a little bit of a higher score here to beat. Will there be a game over 265 bowled during the stepladder? Seen a lot of high scores on TV so far this year. There's been a 279 on every single show so far. And this is the cheetah oil pattern. So do we have a chance for higher scores? Maybe yes, maybe no. We'll see. Getting down to the last couple of questions here. What will be the margin of victory in the title match? We got 0 to 5 pins, 6 to 10 pins, 11 to 15 pins, 16 to 20, 21 to 25, or more than 25 pins. Yesterday's match, obviously in the title match, was a nail biter. The margin of victory was 4 pins, and it was in a roll-off. So it will be interesting to see here. Do we have some more roll-offs on the show, or do we just have an outright victory in the title match? And then finally, moving on to the last 2 questions here. Who's going to win the PBA Cheetah Championship? Jacob Buttroff, Andrew Anderson, Chris Keltslow, Kyle Sherman, or Christian Escona? And then we are going to move on to the last question here, which is what will be the winning score in the title match? Yesterday, it was 236. We've had a two-team game. We've had a 230 game. We've kind of had them all over the place so far this year. So make sure you guys go ahead, go into PBAPick'em.com, get your picks in. You guys will have a chance to win up to $10,000 and other cool bowling prizes from us, from Bolero. And in the future, it'll be more bowling prizes as well. And then we've also got season-long prizes for those who stick with us and play throughout the duration of the 2022 PBA Tour season. So thanks, guys. That's it for today's show. We will catch you guys again soon. Good luck to everybody who is playing in tonight's contest. Make sure you guys go check it out, PBAPick'em.com. Get your picks in up until 10 minutes before the show starts. Take care, everybody.